Hi friends, it's Kathy, and welcome to my YouTube channel, It's in the Cards Divination. Today, I'm going to be doing a three-pile, pick-a-pile reading. What's coming in your love life? If anything, what's happening? If you're in an existing relationship, let's see what's going to potentially occur in the next month or so, as well as if you're dating or single, is anything else coming? All right? So, for those of you who aren't aware, you will pause the video and then you will look at each pile to decide which one is speaking to you. And there'll be a timestamp in the description box below where you can go and listen to the reading from each pile. So, pile number one is the United States border. I don't think you can really see it too well. It's kind of dirty, isn't it? Okay, that's pile one. Pile two is the Canadian quarter. That one's particularly shiny. Yep, there we go. Okay. And finally, pile three is the Canadian nickel or 5-cent piece. There you can see the beaver on it. All right. So as I say, you can pause this video and look at these piles and see which one sounds like it is speaking to you and go ahead and listen to your reading. And if it doesn't speak to you at all, don't worry about it. There'll be other videos. And we don't want to make it fit, okay? But if it sounds like something you're going through right now or could potentially, then I would love to hear back from you. And if you enjoy the video and the reading, I would love it if you'd subscribe to this channel, click on like, and hit the bell if you want further notifications for other videos coming up in the future. Okay, my friends, having said that, we're going to delve right in and join me in your reading. Hi, pile one. If you chose the US quarter, and this is your reading. Okay, this card from Intuit Tarot is going to represent the overall main theme of your love life in the next month or so as to how things are going. And that timeline is very loose, okay? There's no specific, really. Let me see what is going to be for pile one. The Knight of Cups. All right. Now, I know it has the writing on it, so we'll disregard the writing. Although I know what the Knight of Cups usually represents. So, for those of you who are single, you can look forward to a knight in shining armor coming into your life. Doesn't matter if it's a male or female situation, there's going to be someone new coming into your life. They are usually somebody who is very romantic, perhaps. This can even represent you being romantic. But generally, even though it's a woman on the horse, it's generally referred to as a male energy. That's not always the case. If you're a man listening to this could be a woman coming into your life. So the overall theme is telling me there is going to be somebody new coming for you. Those of you who are already in a relationship, marriage, partnership, it is definitely about perhaps taking your relationship to another level. Perhaps the two of you need to spend some time focusing on your relationship. You know, romanticizing it a bit, going the extra mile, maybe go out for dinner, do those romantic fun things that couples who've been together for a long time don't always think about doing. You know, it's okay to show your romantic side every so often, and it keeps things fresh too, right? So it does show for those in relationships that this is going to be a period of time where your love life is a little more in that affectionate, romantic way. So we're going to put this aside, pile one. Either way, it's showing very good. All right, very good. So card one, we pull Lovers in the reverse. We have the Knight of Swords, right? And finally, we have the Two of Wands in the upright. All right. So, for those of you who are single, there's definitely this Knight of Swords energy as well as Knight of Cups energy coming into your world. It feels like it may not go further than just a dating, but it will be a time of having fun and making some plans. I don't necessarily, it's not going to, I'm not saying it's going to not work for you, but it may not go any further than just early days. The Two of Wands sometimes represents the idea that you have to make a choice. You're going to have to choose between. And for some of you that are single, it can even mean making a choice between two individuals. You may be dating more than one person during this period of time. So you may have to weigh them and find out which one do I really want. It appears the Knight of Swords in the upright is the potential candidate. And the reason I say that is because he is in the upright position. It's a positive. He or she is being shown as the one that makes good logical sense. They're the one that potentially could be a better choice depending on your situation. I know he appears to be running away, and this is how it feels. The energy feels, that's why I say it doesn't feel like he or she is necessarily going to stick around. The Knight of Swords is a very fast energy, in and out. Okay. So and the Lover's reverse, it doesn't look like for those that are single, this situation, if it is involving just one other person you're going to be dating, that it will go the distance. Okay. You'll probably get to a point where you start making plans and then you're questioning, what do I do? All right. So unfortunately, that part doesn't bode well for the single people, but it is a period of romantic times together and all those good things in the early days that everybody enjoys. And that's for the single people generally. Our married and partnered up people, it appears that your partner maybe doesn't see that it's necessary to spend this time doing the romantic things that you would like to do. The Knight of Swords is very practical, and he's like, no, or she. Um, Maybe it's just going along and doing the same old, same old. But you're going to be wanting this. Well, you'll be the one making the plans, actually, for my people that are in relationships. You're the one that's going to be, he's going to try to get out of it, as you can see. Or she, if it's a male, maybe they have other plans. Maybe they don't want to go that distance and try to, they just want to keep it casual, okay? But when I say casual, I mean they don't necessarily want to go to those romantic restaurants. Maybe they just want to go out to McDonald's. You know what I mean? Like they're not really into the whole romantic idea for the next while. That doesn't mean you shouldn't pursue it. It shows the Two of Wands. It's up to you what you do for those that are committed relationships. If you want, keep pursuing it. If it can only help strengthen your relationships. Let's see what other cards we got. All right, let me pull. What else is happening? Pile one. Pile one. What do we have here? Two cards. I'll pull two cards. Pile one. We have the Six of Wands and the King of Wands. So it looks like no matter how hard they run away from you, you're really going to, looks like you're going to have a really good time. This person, for the single people, very charismatic and the kind of person you date and they would say, wow, look at them. Look at the couple they are. They look really good together. They look like they're having a good time. Those are for the single people. And for those who are committed relationship, you want to move this along. As I said, don't take the no for an answer. If you feel you want to have some fun out there, get out there, do some things, do it. Don't allow yourself to get stuck in that rut. Okay. Make it a priority, is what I'm hearing. Make it priority. Let's see what the actual advice cards tell us about this next one in your love life. What do they want you to know? Give back. All right. Yeah, it's when I say give back, it means make sure. What I'm hearing is for those who are in a committed relationship, you're only going to get back what you put in, what you put in. You need to make the effort, is what I'm hearing. As I said before, this is something that is important to your relationship. It's all about having fun, and it'll remind you of when you were first dating. There's that energy. Make sure for single people, it's more about, I'm trying to think of the right way to describe it. It may not I keep hearing like this this new person coming into your life, single friends, just may not be, I'm hearing that. It's like they're not able to reciprocate the same and feel the same way you do. Okay. It feels like you're on different pages. Okay. And that may be why things don't go any further, that they might only, and that, gives you pause that sometimes it's just not the right individual. I feel very strongly that for the single people, want to keep it casual, as I mentioned before. Like, in other words, sex buddy, that type of thing. That's not what you're looking for. So, yes, all the romance and all the flowers and the romantic dinners aren't going to hide that maybe they're not interested in a long-term commitment for the singles. So, let us go one step further, and I have my Kipper cards. Let's see, what else is coming up in your love life then? For some of you. Of course, this doesn't apply to everybody, obviously. All right, let's see what card comes up. We have the official person. Official. Main female. Okay. Yeah. I feel like this person, and this is primarily for those of you, well, if you are a woman listening to this is you, and you're struggling with, this person could even be very rigid in their thinking, with respect to the single people I talked about. It's as if they want to have control. They want to try to control the whole situation in dating. For those of you in a relationship, it's like you are having trouble getting them to do what you want them to do. In other words, going back to being romantic and going out and enjoying yourself and, improving your relationship. They're having problem this next while. The women are having problems with it. Um, he's difficult if it's for a spouse. If this is a male energy, that's listening to this, in a relationship, your partner's having a hard time getting you on board. Okay. But it's good to have an open mind. Don't be so rigid in this situation. Okay. And let's see, what other information? It all seems to be focused around getting out and having a good time. And I know that seems rather non-productive, but it is productive. Okay. Because if you don't, this is what happens. Despair. Despair, turn to despair. We don't want to go there, do we? All right, my friends. So, pile number one, let's try to recap some of this. Single people, it appears that this new person coming into your life, although they look like they could be the right one or the one, as we say, and everything looks great. Everybody sees you together, your friends, his friends, they think they're, or her friends, they think everything's great. And it's just the energies are not going there. There is a difference. There's a huge difference between you. Um, the woman is just not, I feel like if this is a woman listening to this, it's the woman that's going to potentially be making the decision whether she wants to stay or go or continue in this relationship. But for the single people, it's leaning in the not going further. It's just the early days, I'm afraid. I'll just turn that a bit. The people that are in committed relationships, it feels like you're kind of in a place where you want to freshen up your relationship. You want things to not be so stale when you've been together perhaps for a long time. You want to move forward. You want to have some growth. And for those of you who are living together, it can also mean that I feel like they want to keep, oh, okay, this is what I'm hearing. They want to keep it in a casual way, the relationship. They don't want to get married. Okay. They just want things to remain as they are, and you want to take it to the next level. And as well, it's also saying that the female is struggling with that in this situation. She wants to make it official. So for those of you who are actually just living, not just, but are living together and not married, it feels as if you want it, the woman wants to get married, she wants it to be legal, and she's upset about it, and things aren't going to go very well. For those of you who are married already, I feel like it's more about pursuing improvements in your relationship next month and kicking it up a notch. Get out there. Fun. The King of Wands represents a sexy male energy and passion. You want to get passion back in your relationship, okay? So, my dears, I don't know if that helps you at all, but it certainly it's a different slant depending on your scenario, which there are many different scenarios in relationships and love lives. But the overall theme here for the next month appears to be romance in some fashion. All right. So even if you're in a relationship or you're single, it looks like things are improving. Okay, my dear, I will leave this with you and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. And bye for now. Hi, pal, too. If you chose the Canadian quarter, as you can see, right, I'll just leave it there. Then this is your reading. Okay, let's put this over here. So the Intuit Tarot card that I drew is going to represent the overall theme for pile two as to what is to be expected in your love life over the next month or so. Queen of Wands in the upright. Now, I'm not going to bother reading this. This card represents a lot of sexual energy. Uh, it definitely could be referring to a very beautiful woman coming into your life or a beautiful male with the Queen of Wands energy. So, depending who you are, then that is what is represented. It is somebody coming into your life for those that are single. For those who are in a relationship, it's very possible that it could be representative of spending time with your friends, even though you're in a relationship. But I say that we're going to delve into it and see if the cards tell us a little more. So for those of you in a relationship, it's it's a tougher read on this without any more cards, okay? So let's leave that. That's the overall energy. Sexy woman, beautiful, sexy woman, sexy man. Woo, sounds good. Okay, now let's start with the Light Seers deck. We're going to pull three cards and see. Well, I'll pull two first, and then we'll go into the third. Let's start with What is coming for pile two in their love life in the next while? What is coming? Okay. Ah, Three of Cups in the upright. Yep, I already see it. And the King of Swords. Oh, interesting. All right. So let's focus right now first on the people who are single. Your love life, there's definitely the King of Swords energy coming into your life. He might look on the outside like he doesn't care, have any feeling, kind of cold, austere almost, logical, sensible. But he does. He has a lot of emotion. He is represented here. And he's currently a friend of yours. So for the single people, it looks like there is a male energy. If this is a woman, or even if it's a woman or a man, sorry, listening to this, then there is a female energy that you have as a friend that is interested in more than just being a friend. This is what it appears to be here. Now we're going to pull the next card to see what else comes into that. Page of Swords, but in the upright. Okay. This male, if this is a woman listening to this, could even have children or a female that they have as well. And you might be friends for a long time, and suddenly the male sees the female friend in a different light, as sexy, confident, as it says on the card, and is looking at them in a different way. Okay? That is what I'm sensing for my single friends. For my couples that are committed, your partner wants to spend time with his friends. This is pretty much what it's telling me. Wants to hang out, do things, and seems to be spending a lot more time doing that with their friends. So the love life is maybe not quite so interesting here. Queen of Wands energy, we have to delve into this for the couples. What is going to happen there? We need to look at that a little closer. All right, let's see here. What is going on with that? Okay. Okay, we'll pull another card. And the King of Wands. Oh, interesting. So, what it looks like is potentially something's going to happen that's going to make him not want to hang out with his friends anymore. Suddenly, he's seeing you in a different way. He's seeing you like this, which means, and this is what he's going to change into. So, he's going to go from this to Mr. Passionate, Mr. Sexy. So, the King and Queen of Wands are a good couple, right? So, maybe your spouse has been a little cool and distant lately, maybe spending too much time with their friends and partying, socializing. The Page of Swords, they're kind of acting, and this is for the couples, they've been acting a little bit immature about, like, maybe they're going over to their friends' houses and hanging out doing kind of immature things together. And that can even apply to the women. It doesn't have to be a king representing a male. But the majority of this is around the male energy here. So it looks like he has been hanging around, even maybe, he could be doing a lot of things that kids like to do, teenagers, maybe playing video games, hanging out, playing sports that they like to do together, which is not a teenage thing, but just kind of acting silly and goofy. And you're at home going, where is my sexy partner that I know and love? Something happens here that changes them. So I'm going to delve into that. What changes them from wanting to be out with their friends all the time to now wanting to be at home with you? All right. What changes? Well, the Seven of Wands in the reverse tells me that it feels, the energy here feels like you're obviously, if it's a male, whoever it is that's been out hanging out with their friends, it feels like it's going to be ending because you've been getting a lot of flack about it. You've been getting a lot of nagging, complaining, whining from your partner. And suddenly you're just like, well, I'm giving up. It's the easiest way I can see it. You're just not going to fight it anymore. And you're going to turn around and pay more attention to your partner. Okay. And you need to understand that in order for a relationship, as we know, to keep healthy, every so often you just give in. You just give in to demands, not if it was something you didn't want to do or something that perhaps was unethical or immoral. This is about your relationship and being together and your passion being reignited. Okay. So this is about you just giving into that energy and allowing it to happen, and things will really heat up for you. Okay. Let me see. What else do we have? Pull Kipper and see what they want to say about this. Yeah. What are they going to say about this relationship, love life? A message. Okay. And bad health is the other card. So basically, what this tells me is that in the past, and this is for the people in relationships, it's almost like this, you'd had a warning before. In other words, it's easy to slip into our same old habits, right? But you've had a warning in the past, and there was a time where things weren't going so well in your relationship, whether or not you actually were on a break, as they say, air quotes, or the relationship itself wasn't doing well. And this is a message to you out there, even the message I'm giving to you right now, that you don't want to allow this to continue if you want to stay in a healthy relationship. There needs to be balance. Okay. So you need to let go of and give in. What's the give in? Seven of Wands reversed. Giving in, letting a person have their way. It's not a bad thing in this case. Like, spend time together. You don't need to be with your friends all the time. It's almost like when we spend too much time with our friends, if we're in a relationship, you're actually running away from something that you're not happy with, okay? The single people, yeah. So the single people, there's this energy around this person wanting to be more with you. They want more than friendship, especially if it's a male. You're a female listening to this, but you understand to go there would be the wrong thing to do. You're backing away from it, it feels like, because you're giving up on the idea. Okay. If this is a male listening to this, it's like you're not going to go there. That would ruin the friendship. That's what I'm feeling. And the bad health shows here that a message like that would not go over well with her, or if it's in the reverse. So you're just going to let that go for now. We're going to just keep that. That's for the single people out there, okay? You're just going to kind of go with the flow for the time being. You just can't, because you are afraid you're going to lose that friendship. It's hard. It's almost impossible sometimes. Well, especially if there's any kind of a sexual energy around a friendship, then it's not going to work. So you may have to make a decision if you're the male, what you're going to do about this situation. Those single people. All right, let's see what advice we get. Stand your ground. Interesting. Stand your ground. Yeah, either partners or not. Yep, for those of you who are upset because your partner is spending way too much time away from you, stand your ground. Don't give it up. They will give in. And for those of you single people that, in this case, want more than a friendship, You need to stand your ground and not let it, like, don't pursue that unless you want to take a risk at losing your friendship, okay? And that, unfortunately, is usually how it goes because we know friendships never usually, well, yeah, it doesn't always progress that well to that level. You've been friends for a long time. Sometimes it does, it works. There's a lot of people I've known that have been friends and then they became lovers. But in this case, it does not bode well. It does not show in this particular situation. If you are listening to this and you are experiencing this, it does not appear that it's reciprocated by the other person. All right, let me see what else Kipper has to say about this. High honor. Yeah. Okay, definitely. You want to remain in their good graces and they respect you and they see you as a friend in a very specific way. They respect you, they look up to you, they really think a lot about you. But as I say, it doesn't appear that that is the way you want to go with that. Okay. And as far as my couple people, yeah, it definitely is going to put you in a good light if you give in to your partner and listen to them. They're going to see you in a whole new way. They're going to see you with respect. And as I say, they're going to look up to you for what you did. It's going to carry your relationship well. Okay. Don't allow yourself to, yeah, don't, I was going to say, don't not listen to this. It's a double negative. Listen to the message that you're hearing and don't allow yourself to ignore perhaps their upset complaints, concerns about the situation. All right. So even if it's not just about your friends, maybe you've been out in a relation, maybe you've been out partying a little too much, having too much fun without them. I'm hearing socials here where I live. Socials are a big thing. We go out and it's like a big party, really. So don't ignore what they are speaking to you about. Make sure you talk it through. All right, my dear friends, pile two. Let me move this up. I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye for now. Hi, friends. If you chose the Canadian nickel 5-cent piece, then this is your reading, pile three. All right, let me put this over here. The Intuit Tarot card that you see here that I pre-shuffled is the main theme around your love life for the next upcoming month or so. All right, let's see what this is. The Three of Wands in the upright position. Oh, that looks nice. Beautiful deck. Okay, so for most of you, this on a very general way refers to your love life growing over the next month. In other words, maybe you're going from dating to living together to getting married. This is where plans are being put into place to move you in a positive direction in your love life. So, for those of you who are single, it's very likely that things could move very quickly for you if you're dating somebody. I mean, it shows you actually dating. There is a couple in this card. So pile three, even the single, I apologize. The single people will, it appears will be at this time also out there dating, but not just dating. They're actually moving into another, like I say, another development. It's going to the next level. That's what we always say. And I know it says it on there, level up. But that is what generally the Three of Wands refers to you. I don't mean to put down my single friends. Goodness gracious, no. Um, so it's a high energy time for the next month for single, for like I say, committed relationships, it could be growing in a different direction. Maybe some of you, and this is what I heard, are renewing their wedding vows or going, and I know this can also refer to traveling, but for, yeah, and committed, I'm talking in this case about your love life. So your love life looks like you're going on a second honeymoon for some of you. You're possibly renewing your vows, as I said, if you're married, or maybe you're progressing in some way to another level in your relationship. Maybe it's as simple as you are becoming better at communicating together and talking things through. But there's an improvement. Okay. So let's see where these tarot cards lead us. Let's see what kind of detail we have. All right. We have the Magician in the upright, which I love. Let's see. The Two of Pentacles, but in the reverse. Okay. And we have the Ten of Swords in the upright. Okay. I feel like there's going to be some drama around this situation, though. Okay, so my single friends, it appears that actually, you know what? Let me go back. I'll go back to my committed relationships because I was in that zone of intuition. This whole idea of manifesting, and I know that's what it says there, bringing this situation to the next level in a relationship is something that is, you're able to do it. You have everything within you and your partner to make it happen, but somebody, one of you, is dropping the ball on it. It's not allowing it to happen. It's like, I would say for those of you, if you're going to be traveling anywhere together, maybe on a little honeymoon, or one of you is not agreeing. One of you is letting go of that ball and not wanting to do it. Maybe they don't want to spend the money, whatever the reason is. They're not cooperating. It's causing a huge amount of angst and frustration and hurt feelings. Okay. You don't want to go there. Um, in other words, the ability to do it is there. You have everything to do this. Why wouldn't you, right? Some of you, the partner, the spouse is, maybe they're too busy at work and they've now, or they've been so busy that they've forgotten and they didn't make any of the plans. They've dropped the ball. In other words, they didn't book the reservation, they didn't do anything or make any of the plans. I think this is something that if it's really important to you in a committed relationship, whatever this situation is, you need to do it. It needs to go to the next level. Otherwise, it's going to be the Ten of Swords. And this is a nice Ten of Swords compared to a lot of tarot cards. It can refer to intense pain, feeling betrayed, they let you down. It's that kind of energy, and you don't want to go there. So that's the committed. Now, for those, and then this also applies if it's just as simple as your relationship is going to the next level as far as um, maybe some of you are working together on a plan. Uh, like there's business that you want to do together, but that's not related to your love life. There's an overlap. It can cause problems in your life. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. So it looks like might be a good idea to do this. And it doesn't have to necessarily be a business. It could be whatever the plans are that the two of you are putting into place or want to put into place. It's not coming together. The energy has been blocked. It's not happening, but it's causing a lot of strife in your relationship. And I would definitely step back and look closer at allowing yourselves to go forward with plans, whatever the plans happen to be in your relationship at this point. It's important to you. It's important to one of you. Okay. Now let's skip over to our single friends. Okay. This next month does not appear to be overly um, active necessarily in dating. It's more about manifesting what you want. So it's kind of that in between period where you might not be dating, you want to figure out what the type of person you want to be with. Okay. So it could be a time of, again, it's planning, right? Maybe you're planning on joining a dating site. Maybe you're planning on going out with a certain individual, but you just haven't made up your mind. But you're afraid to go in that direction because you've been hurt in the past and you don't want to go there, right? So you just kind of let those plans fall away. But because the Three of Wands is in the upright for that next while, it's very possible that they want you to put, cards are saying, put those plans into place. If there's a certain thing you want to do with dating or meeting someone, or in that vein in your love life, you have the ability, you've got everything you need to move forward, but you're just not doing it. You're afraid. There's something holding you back. There's a block, okay? So let me pull some more tarot cards, my friends, and let's see what is going on here. Okay. Yeah, what is it? Two arrows. Okay, the first we have the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. And, oh, the Magician in the reverse. Wow, that's interesting. Here it shows it's there. So what appears to be going on is something, as I said, somebody's not making it happen. This person, it's definitely around money. There's a money issue here. They don't want to spend the money. They don't want to make it happen. And then for some of them, that's in the committed relationship. So they are feeling like, no, we're not even going there. That this isn't even something we're considering. We're not going to make plans, whether it is, say, you're going from dating to living together to getting married. Maybe that's the progression for those that are in relationships. It doesn't look like it's the male energy here in this situation that doesn't want to do it. He's holding back. Um, he's really worried about the money. I hate that. It's the greed and that. It's always about the money. Everything's always about the money. You don't want to even think about this situation, okay? And he's not even going there. So this is going to cause a huge problem for those of you who are in a relationship right now. For those dating, the King of Pentacles in the reverse could be referring to you. Okay, that could be telling me that the reason you don't want to go there is financial. Maybe there's a certain person that you had thought about wanting to date, or thinking about the type of person you want, and you're more concerned about the finances than their character, okay? And you just don't want it to go there. You're afraid. You're afraid that that's the type of person you're going to end up with, okay? All that's doing is blocking you and causing you pain, okay? So you need to somehow work around why this is getting in your way for the singles. Let's see now. What do we have here? We've got Kipper. What's Kipper going to tell us about your love life? Pile 3. Okay. Coffin. Don't panic. And the second card is expectation. Okay. Yeah, that makes total sense. So for those of you single ones, your expectations are a done deal. Like, you are looking at the coffin in this picture, and it's like, I'm going to wait a while. I'm not going to go there right now. So I feel like those of you that are single in a single place, maybe you'll join that dating site later on. You might wait 2 or 3 months. You're just not going to go there. It's a closed subject right now. That's what it feels like. Okay. And the same can be said for our couples. This particular situation is not. There's an expectation around it that obviously it's not going to happen, and it's really hurting this relationship. Whatever the situation is, whatever the actual progression or um, planning, okay, is around. Let's see what would be the better option to do in this case. What is it? What should you do? Great fortune. Okay. So for those of you who are in a relationship, I feel very strongly that this is something you should be doing. You should be manifesting this, making this trip happen, make this whatever the goal is as a couple. that you've been planning, whatever you've been planning, and they don't want to do. And it feels like it's around money, which is never a good reason. I mean, I know sometimes we just can't afford things. Maybe there's a compromise here, okay? It will benefit you, okay? Now, the flip side is for the single people. This waiting is going to bring great fortune. This waiting 2, 3 months before you actually do anything is actually in your best interest. So it's the opposite in that respect. It's a better idea for them to wait. Now, let me see if we can get any kind of advice from these things. And I mean, this situation as a couple, it doesn't have to be a trip, but I'm hearing a lot of that. It's like a second honeymoon, a vacation, yeah, renewing your vows or whatever the case is. But as I say, it could also be moving in together. It could be buying a house together. Whatever is the next big step, having a family together. Um, then obviously you both have to be on board. But it looks like it's the finances that are driving this blockage for the couples. Okay. Uh, Let me see. What advice will they want to tell you? All right. And again, of course, again, stand your ground. It's very important. So for the single people, it looks like it is in your best interest to wait those 2, 3 months. That right now is just potentially not a great time to be pursuing the dating scene or even a certain individual you might have had your eye on. For those in a relationship, you know what this means. You're the one listening to this. You stand your ground in whichever way it goes. If you feel it's important, whatever the case is, you need to come up with, like, whether it's whatever the situation is what I'm trying to say. You need to stand your ground and you need to find a compromise in this situation. It's going to cause some resentment if you don't. Okay. That's what I'm hearing. There is a resentment that will come out of that 10 of swords. And it does affect, and you'll carry it forward. And you don't want to carry that kind of hurt and anger. It's like, it feels to me then that you think they don't care enough about you to go forward with this. That's how it feels. There's that resentment there. And you don't want that to manifest in your relationship. It's going to just cause, it just builds up over time. It poisons relationships. Okay. Um, and again, for those of you single, it's not a bad thing to wait. It just feels like it's just time to look after yourself right now. And then things will be able to progress forward. So, pile 3, I hope you've enjoyed this reading. I'll leave it with you, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye for now.